Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hopefully, you're all doing amazing. I am doing really well. Just trying to acclimate to the cold. It's getting really cold here in Salt Lake. I feel like today was like 35 or something like that. So, yeah, just acclimating to that. It's funny, I've lived here my whole life, and it's like you never get used to the cold. I guess because it gets like so hot and then it gets so cold, So, like, how are you supposed to get used to that? Fluctuation. So we recut my bangs today. We need to shorten this side. That at work. But I'm happy to have them back. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. I think it's girly. I wanted to give you guys a little update. I know I had talked about going on that date with that European man. He's from London. Just a little backstory in case you didn't catch the other video. So I've been talking to this guy now for a little over a year. And here's the thing, the story of my dates and my dating life is kind of like the same story over and over. So I don't necessarily want to like bore you guys with like all of it all the time. What I'm going to say is that I'm realizing I have patterns that I go through with men and with dating, and I'm attracting the same thing over and over, and it's just like kind of so exhausting. Like, I've been doing it for so long, and I feel like I'm just a hopeless romantic, so I always just like want more, but it never really turns into more. And then, I sit back and I'm like, is it me? Am I crazy? Am I undateable? Like, what is it? Because hanging out with men is not the issue. It's like having something more, something special. Like, that seems to be the hard part. I hung out with that guy from the UK, and like, he always acts like he wants to see me when we aren't in communication, but then when we hang out, it's so weird. Like, he just acts like he is like brand new, like embarrassed or ashamed, or it's so strange. I went to his house, and like walking in from the parking garage, he's walking like 10 feet ahead of me, like running from me basically, and I'm like, okay, like that's weird. So I kind of knew, like, I should have just turned around and left then, but I didn't. Of course, I went in, had a glass of wine. We didn't actually have sex, but, we did fool around a little bit. He didn't last very long, so the whole encounter was pretty short-lived, pretty uneventful, pretty underwhelming, and I really don't think I need to see him ever again. I mean, we're not, ending on bad terms, but, like, what's the point? I mean, I'm not getting slayed down, like, you're not taking my breath away, so why am I going to, like, take all the time, energy, and effort into, like, getting ready and coming to your house and, like, looking gorgeous and looking glamorous and being silky smooth and, like, it's just a lot. It's a lot of preparation. It's a lot of work to go over and, like, just kind of be treated like an object. So I just don't think I need that anymore. But it's really, it's getting to a point for me where it really doesn't have anything to do with him. I don't feel like I need it from anyone. I feel like I need a break. I think that, like I said, I'm attracting the same thing over and over, which is like non-committal men. And I'm not like soul searching for a relationship, but like when we just start talking and you're like, yeah, I'd be down for friends with benefits. I'm like, of course. I mean, everyone is down for that, right? Like, but like, who is going to treat me like a goddess because that's what I deserve, And if anyone treated me that way, like, I would treat them like my king, I'm like, who doesn't want that? I don't know, it's just so strange. So yeah, I think long story short, not that it has anything to do with the European man. I think this has been a long time coming, but I think that I need to go back to taking a little bit of a break from the dating scene, like anything like that, just like going out and having girls' nights and having fun and things like that. That's what I need to get back to. I need to get back to dating myself and just being happy being alone. After transitioning, I was single for many years. Well, many, I should say, like 3 years. Didn't really date at all. And this last year, I did dive back in to the dating scene. And, like, it's been fun, don't get me wrong. But, like, at some point, it's kind of, like, exhausting. And it gets, like, really boring when you feel like you're just kind of dating the same type of man. Which, like, it's not, like, the type of man that you're looking for, you know? Yeah, they always say that you aren't gonna, like, necessarily find what you're looking for when you're looking for it. I'm not, like, actively searching, but, like, I'm not gonna waste my time with you when we've already, you know, established that, like, this is strictly physical. If I need to have a physical moment, I'm sure I can call any of those guys or find someone new. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. Or honestly, I do it better myself. So if I am gonna give you attention and energy and time, then you need to be giving me something that I don't do better myself. And usually, like, it's gotta be more than sex. There is one man that for me just hits, just does it so well. I call him the 10-incher. Now, I don't actually think that he's 10 inches. But let me tell you, baby, he feels like 12 inches. And it takes my breath away. And I have been kind of seeing this man for a few years. Nothing romantic necessarily. Just mostly all physical. And let me just tell you, like, normally I'm not the girl who's like, okay, yeah, like, you just want physical, okay, we can do that for years. Not me. But with this man, I feel like I'm not willing to give it up because I'm like, look, I get lonely, and if I just need somebody to hit that reset button, I know who to call, the 10-incher. And him and I, we, you know, I wouldn't say tried to date. I tried to date him. I wanted to date him for a long time. And, you know, I finally had to get to a point where I'm like, look, you're never gonna give me what I want, so I should be happy with what you are gonna give me. And honestly, it's been amazing. We can't see each other that often because honestly I need a break after. But it is amazing. And the 10-incher. But aside from him, and I wouldn't consider even him and I dating. We're not dating, we just hang out, we just hook up. We're literally friends with benefits. He's my only real friends with benefits. Other guys, you know, like, they kind of want friends with benefits. But, like, for me, I'm like, look, if you're not taking my breath away like the 10-incher, then what is that doing for me, you know? So, don't really bother with that. I'm like, if you want to love me and, you know, you've got, like, a solid 7, then I'm like, yes, baby, boyfriend dick, you know? I love that. But if this is just a hookup, like, I'm gonna need you to be, like, hung, girthy, long, make me forget my name, I want to speak in tongues. And if you're not doing that, then, like, what are we doing, you know? So, I really think I'm just getting to this point where I've actually deleted the dating apps from my phone. I'm not bitter or, like, sad or anything like that. I just think it would be really good for me to pull back and work on myself a little bit so that I can, you know, raise my own vibration, attract people who are on that higher level. Because clearly what the issue is that I am attracting these men. So, you know, I'm not necessarily blaming them. They are who they are. I am who I am. But I would like to change that. And I feel like, although I've made plans with several guys over the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to cancel those plans. Because none of those men are giving me the feels, you know. They all just want to feel me. And that's great. Thank you so much. I'm so flattered. But also, if we don't have a mental connection, then for me the physical is only going to be so good, you know. Like, I'm like, you know, I can have a great time physically, but, like, basically after, I'm like, okay, don't talk to me unless you're gonna love me, you know. And I need to work on that. I need to work on my trauma and the things that make me operate the way that I do, so that, you know, my boundaries are, like, more strict in some ways, and in other ways, like, they're less strict, you know. I kind of feel like I'm flip-flopped right now. Like, I give too many people a chance, so I need to raise those boundaries. But then also, like, sometimes idea of, like, how things are gonna work out is, like, so unrealistic. So I maybe need to, like, lower those boundaries. I don't know. I don't really know what I need. What I really need is some quiet time to process my feelings, and I'm not closing off to meeting somebody, but like I'm not putting any energy into it. If I meet somebody, it's gotta be like at a grocery store and we're both grabbing the same tomato and we like touch hands, and I look at him and he goes, "Did you want that tomato?" And I say, "Well, yes, but I only need half if you want to share." And he says, "Of course, baby, that's all I want." And I say, "Kiss me." And he does. And until that happens, I'm totally okay being single. I'm totally okay by myself. I've had close to 20 years worth of dating, however. So it's not that I don't have amazing, crazy dating stories to tell. But I think for now, and for my own sanity and mental health, I'm gonna take a step back from dating and just kind of enjoy my life for me and being single and, just really figuring out what is important to me in a partner. Working on myself so that I can show up for a partner in the way that I would like to. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to my little rant, and I will catch you guys on the next video.